Hey guys, how's it going? Isabella here from AquaZone Aquarium Services. And today's subject might shaken up the Aquarius community because I'm going to talk about something that most Aquarius, especially in saltwater, are like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But I did it. I'm going to explore the subject of putting driftwood in a reef saltwater aquarium. Is it possible is the question. Well, you know what, Isabella, everything's possible. Kind of like my video about the 10 bettas in a 40-gallon all mixed up living together. That caused quite a stir on the internet, and today I hope to do the same because, oops, I did it again. Can you put driftwood in a reef aquarium? What you're looking at right now is a piece of driftwood that I'm using in my reef tank. But before I tell you how and why, let me explain to you the rules under which circumstances you can keep driftwood in your saltwater tank. You cannot replace your live rock and all the necessary items to create a reef tank by driftwood. It will not work. It will, in large quantities, diminish your pH so low that you will not be able to sustain corals. Fish, on the other hand, some mind, some do. The very fragile ones do. But if you have like clownfish, 7.6 to 8.2 is perfectly fine for them. The moment you have a salt water mix in the tank, meaning like reef salt, diminishing the pH down to dangerous levels is actually a very hard thing to do. You would literally have to replace all these live rocks with driftwood, which who does an aquascape like that? So my primary answer, if you can keep driftwood in saltwater aquarium, is yeah, sure. Just don't put only that, and put it. Let's say the maximum you would put would be 1/4 of the hardscape at most. In this case, you're looking at a 90-gallon, and what is it? Perhaps like 1/10 of the aquascape is actually a piece of driftwood. Now, why would you do that? Why would you? Well, have you noticed all the driftwood that washes off in the oceans to the shores? Don't you think it spends some time in the ocean, floating out and about? It's normal to have driftwood in an oceanic setup, and there's nothing wrong about that. Like I said, again, most people will snob it out because, oh my God, it lowers the pH and it could like leach out bad things. Okay, but boil it before, just like we do in freshwater. Boil it, disinfect it, and put it in. That way you remove most of the tannins. And why would you do it? Well, aside the natural aspect, and in addition to a crazy aquascape, why would you do it? So I ran into a small problem. The small problem was that, Isabella, your tank is too clean. That's what my supplier answered to me. I was like, why am I getting... Well, now there's barely anything left. But I said, why am I getting hair algae? And that's after I got the urchin. I got an urchin for that, but apparently no urchin or fish likes to eat it once it gets long and nasty. So now, as you can see, it's very short and kind of matches the aquascape, no problem. It's very good for copepods and mysis shrimp to live in. And it's perfect if you have a dragonette, because in seaweed... Well, that's another topic. I don't snob seaweed either, okay? Or algae, because good organisms live in it. But like when your tank overflows with hair algae, my supplier said, Isabella, it's because your tank is too clean and you should start dosing nitrates. I said, yeah, but I'm not down to start artificially dosing. What's wrong with my tank? What can I do? And I came up with a solution. Add driftwood. And the moment I added that large piece of driftwood, which serves as a dual purpose, and I'll explain in a moment, well, the hair algae that was mostly all like this stuff here, okay, see how it's like nasty and flowing? Well, to me it's not nasty. To me it's like, oh, a habitat for my little creatures that feed my dragonettes. Well, it became more like that. More of an aesthetic, natural look of a reef. Because do you think our reefs are actually sterile of algae? Is that you think a natural concept to just have bare rocks or just coral in it? No, algae creeps in between every single little cracks there is in a reef. There's algae everywhere. It's natural, it's normal. And a lot of people actually aquascape with macroalgae, which more microalgae you have, less of the nasty algae you have. So in here, I decided to grow macroalgae. And that's my piece. And guess what else I'm growing in that piece of driftwood? Mangroves. Yes, sir. So adding this piece of driftwood actually serves so many purposes. My macroalgae grows in it. My mangroves are making roots in it. And I barely have any hair algae left. Like the red things that you see is actually macroalgae. It's part of this one that when it grows nice, you see this is the starting point and that's the continuation. It's not cyano, it's macroalgae I'm having everywhere. Cyano is very different. It actually it's a film and it's not so good. Not such a good sign. But driftwood in small quantities for needed purposes is healthy and beneficial, and it's been proven in my tank. And perhaps you can try in yours. Make sure it's a hardwood. Hardwood meaning from a hardwood tree, such everything but pines and like Christmas trees. So an oak, a maple, these are considered hardwoods. Not so much birch. So that, chop it up, you boil it, you buy it at a fish store. Make sure you remove all or most of the tannins, and there you go, you're in business. You can have wood in your reef tank. And there we got it, guys. It's possible, it's doable, and it could save your fish tank. Well, unless your fish tank is an absolute mess, but it could save your fish tank from having crazy algae issues. Because mine are pretty much resolved. And I will not need to dose nitrates. Because why would I dose artificially? So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you feel like it, you can comment below. What do you think? Because I know I'm controversial and half of the community is going to snob me yet again. But it's okay, I like it. And subscribe if you're not already subscribed for more Aquarius offensive videos. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.